Hey, it's Robbie from Sax Tips and Tricks, and today I'm going to show you how you should play scales. Um, Most people, when they play scales, they just do one octave and they slur it all the time. So this would be the normal person's scale. Okay, I'm done with scales, so I'm going to go chill back here, sit through band class. That's not what you do. When you want to play a scale and you're practicing, what you want to do is play what's called a full range scale, and you want to do 4 different articulations. So first I'll talk about the whole full range concept, whatever that means. What it means is the fact that you're going to start on your lowest possible root. So if you're going to play the C major scale, instead of playing here first, you're going to start on low C, and you're going to go all the way up, even up into the palm keys, and you're going to go all the way up to high F natural, because that's the highest note that you can play in that scale on your saxophone. And then you're not done there, you go all the way back down to the lowest note in that scale that you can play, which would be a B. So you have your low B natural with this pinky key, and it goes back up to a C. So you got to go all the way up as high as possible, all the way down as low as possible, and then back to your root note. So a full range C scale would sound like this. So that's how it goes, the full range thing, and it's not too hard, but it'll make sure that you really know your high keys, and that's a good thing for all sax players. But another thing that you should work on is, well, of course, always play with a metronome, because if you don't play with a metronome, then you're not really going to get anywhere. You want to be able to keep really good time, and because rhythm is always more important than notes. So remember that, especially when you're sight reading. But, sorry, I got off on a tangent. When you play, you want to play with 4 different articulations. You have your slurred, which is what most people play. You have your tongued, or you can even do staccatos. You have your slur 2, tongue 2, and your tongue 2, slur 2. So your slurred is obviously that's what slurred sounds like, no tonguing at all. And then your tonguing can either sound like one of these two. This would just be regular tonguing. Or you can have staccatos. So it depends what you want to do there. If you're wanting to work on your staccatos, do it that way. And then there's these 2 really cool things that I've been doing when I play my scales that kind of confuses your tongue a little bit and makes it work harder, so that you actually get faster at tonguing in the long run. And they're different articulations. The slur 2, tongue 2 means that you're going to slur your first 2 notes and then tongue the next 2, and then slur 2, tongue 2. So it's pretty self-explanatory, but it's like this. That's what that sounds like. And then you have the tongue 2, slur 2, which is the exact opposite. So that's what they sound like. Don't knock on my playing though, because sorry, I have a really, really crappy webcam, and it might not sound half as good over there as it does in real life, because I promise you I do not sound this bad. But anyway, so yeah, you just want to use the different articulations so that you can confuse your tongue, because like working out, you don't want to do the same exact workouts every single day, or else your muscles will get used to them and you won't get anywhere. So it's the same as saxophone. When you work out your tongue, you don't want to do the same thing over and over again. You got to confuse it and get your tongue to do different stuff. And so you can make up your own articulations. You can do tongue 1, slur 3, or tongue 3, slur 1, and tongue 6, slur 2. I mean, whatever you want to do that you get so you're not bored, you can keep working out your tongue. And the more you do different stuff like that, then the faster your tonguing is going to get. And so that's how you want to practice scales is so that you can make it not just playing a scale, and you can make it more of an actual workout for your playing. One more thing before I let you go is after you play a scale, instead of just playing it and being done with it, play the arpeggio to the scale. So when you're playing C major, do your whole full range C major scale, and then do the arpeggio. And so that'll also use that little alternate key that I told you about earlier, and didn't come out really because it can be kind of hard to go from C to E there. Sometimes depends. I probably got to work out something with my armature, but there you go. A lot of times if you can't get higher notes, it's because you're using too soft of a reed, and I'm just too poor to buy 3.5, so that's my problem. But so yeah, it's just do your arpeggios after each scale that you do, so that you can memorize your arpeggios and scales really easily. And then when you go to play your music, you'll kick butt, because that's all the fast parts are, is scales and arpeggios. But anyway, that's why you should, and that's why and what you should do with scales. So yeah, have fun playing those.